Hello. I'm early and I don't think anyone's here. But I was like, let me start the stream early because I was just sitting here, so might as well. So whoever's here, hello. I don't know if there is anyone here. I could just be talking to myself, but we'll find out soon enough. It is 1:54. Stream starts at 2. I really didn't post about this in advance, so if anyone shows up at all, that will be a blessing. Hello to the people watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment because I'm always so curious to see if people actually watch the replay. Sometimes I've watched stream replays. I don't know, but I think it's cool when people do. Oh, there's 3 people here. Hello. I started early. I don't know if you just got here, or if you've been here listening to me talk and clean my glasses. I need to fix my hair too, so I'm gonna do that in a second. I hope you can hear me. Let's see. Yeah, that should be fine. My settings look fine. My hair is frizzy. I'm gonna coil this. Let's see. Hi, Miko. I see you. I'll put your comment up in a second. Hi, Micah. I was like, I went out today, so then when I came home, my hair, I'm just gonna leave it like this. It's fine. Hi, Miko. Hi, Micah. I was at the doctor's today, and I went to the allergist. I was supposed to get food allergies done because that's what I told my family doctor I wanted to do. Not that I think I have food allergies, because I don't think I do, but I recently found out there might be a family history, and so I was just trying to rule out, any food allergies that might be causing joint pain, blah blah blah. Even though I don't think that that's the case, but it doesn't hurt. But then they were like, "Oh, we're not going to do food allergies today." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I found out that I'm allergic to my dog, which I already knew because I'm allergic to him. So that's great. I'm mildly allergic to cats. I'm mildly allergic to dogs. I honestly think it depends on the dog because I've had dogs basically my whole life, and I had 2. What are they called? Oh God, they were called. I don't know what Luna's breed was. My dog who passed away last year was Shih Tzu and Bichon, and she made me sneeze when I was near her. And then I had another dog that we had rescued from a neighbor who was poodle and Shih Tzu. I wasn't allergic to him at all. But my dog now, when I touch him, my skin gets itchy. Winston, he's my bulldog, my English bulldog. He just had surgery. Anyways, so I'm definitely allergic to him because since I got him, when I touch him or I pet him, my arms will get itchy. And when I used to live out of province for a couple months, when I would come back home, my body had to acclimate to being around him and his fur. But it's a very mild allergy. So I was like, oh, okay. So I found out that I am allergic to things that I already knew that I was allergic to. I'm allergic to dust. I think I had a really bad reaction to the dust. That was my worst ones. It was itchy. Oh, I still have all the markings on my arm. Can you see pen marks on my arm? That's what that was from. I'm talking about my allergy test that I went to this morning as I'm waiting for the stream to officially start. But 12 people are here. Hi, Walmart Gremlin. I got kicked out partial hospitalization today for good because of my tics. Oh, that does not sound fun at all. I'm so sorry. I hope that you're okay. Hi, Stein. Hi, Charlie. How's everyone doing? I have a concert to go to today, so that's fun. I'm going to my brother's show. I posted about it on Instagram. If there's anyone from Toronto, you should come. I'll be there tonight. My brother's show. He's doing a first show under the new moniker for his band. He's had a band for many, many years, probably 10 years, but they've just switched to a new moniker. So this is their first show under that name. So it'll be fun. I'll be there. I just made him a necklace as a gift, a little surprise. I'll bring it to the venue. That'll be fun. I'm so sorry to hear this, Miko. Depression has kicked my ass today. I hope that tomorrow's a little bit easier. I'm sending so much love. I'm so sorry. I know how it can be. So I hope that you can relax in this stream and have hopefully, I don't know if it's the night for you, but a good rest of whatever time of day it is. Hi, Gloria. I started a bit early. We're talking about allergy tests and bands and concerts. I'm not sure how many people will show up today because I posted this kind of late. Because I may or may not be employed now. I'm kind of excited. So, I've been kind of busy this week with. I had an interview on Wednesday, so I didn't really have a ton of time. Well, I had time. I don't know. I should have posted about it sooner. um, no problem. Yeah, hoping I can get some writing done on the stream just as a distraction. Yeah, we'll definitely do some writing. I haven't written in a while, so I'm kind of afraid. Um, it's been like 2 weeks since I like properly last wrote. I haven't really done much. And I tried to write like last weekend and I just couldn't focus. Yeah, I think thank you. I think it's like I think it's official, but you know me, I'm always so nervous to like say things until like I've actually like done it. But I'm pretty sure I'm like 99% sure. For the summer, at least it's a contract, so I'm excited. It'll be nice. It's not in publishing. I've been looking at publishing jobs, but publishing is super competitive right now, and I just can't. I just can't. It's been really tough. The competition is insane, and even though I have like a lot of experience as like a new grad, minus work experience, it's been still tough. Even though like I was like I hi Reese. We were just talking about my potential employment. Even though like I was literally like editor-in-chief at magazine at school and like I volunteer with publishing stuff, I already do social media, like it's been rough. So it's nice to get something that's a little bit adjacent right now, instead of waiting so long because I'm getting like I need money. So I want to use my time to help people instead of like, you know, being on my phone. Good morning. What time is it for you? 2 p.m. here. That could be morning. Maybe it's morning where you are. You're in a different Tate this week. I'm so curious. Now I gotta go. Try one of these. I'm very annoyed that my monitor keeps moving just very slightly. I think that's then valid to say good morning. It's 2 p.m. It's still good morning. I think that's good. That's good to say too. Of course, this is always a space for everyone to chat and be open. I'm happy that you feel comfortable to share. And I hope you do feel better soon. Um, Perfectionism has kicked my butt today, so I fear I won't get much writing done. Oh, I understand. I get it. I think it's kind of like for me, it's like when I don't write for a while, I think that perfectionism like creeps in a little bit more aggressively, and I'm like, ugh. Like it can be hard to get into it, and then really I can only get into it when I get into it. So I kind of have to like just kick myself into gear. I recently, you know what? Why this is shaking so much is because I don't know if it's just me and I can see it, but if it's annoying, let me know. Um, I recently I have a big Twilight book. What is it? The Twilight Reimagined. Oh, is this Midnight Sun? No, it's the special 10th anniversary of Twilight where it's life and death. That's what it is. And then I think it's both of them in one book. I have no idea. Anyways, that's what's holding up my computer right now. I don't know why I preambled so much. Is Midnight Sun an actual book now? I think she released it officially, right? I loved Midnight Sun when I was like 13. I loved Midnight Sun so much. Hi Jade. Ooh, we're talking about time zones. I just wrote for the first time in a week. Started writing again yesterday, planning to write during the stream. Yeah. Ooh, it's always hard, even when it's like not a super long break. Even 2 weeks for me, I'm just like I feel a little rusty. I did write a poem 2 days ago, so that was nice, but no prose yet. Corgi and Dante. No way. I love dogs. When I come across dogs, like we already know my red flag is I don't like cats. Like we already know that about me, right? I've mentioned on the stream before, but I love dogs. Like I become foolish when I see dogs. I'll see like a cute dog on the side of the road, be like, doggy, and I'll just be like, hi. It's embarrassing. But that's what I get for hating cats, I guess. I have to embarrass myself. She has a leopard print harness. I love dogs. Oh, 7 p.m. over there. Where are you? Is that UK? But I mistranslated the time when I was preparing and I've been reading. since 6 p.m. Oh man, a head start. It's 8 p.m. for me. I've never asked where people are. I mean, obviously, I'm in Toronto. Been writing a lot lately, which has caused a bit of pressure, inconsistencies in the first draft, but I don't want to stop. Yeah, I get that. I get that where like, oh, writing is such a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because when you're writing a lot, you're like, oh, it's good, but then you're like, oh, there's like all these, these things start creeping in or whatever, and then you're not writing a lot, and you're like, oh no, I want to write, but then, it's a double-edged sword. So I feel it. It's so normal. Um, Hello, I am having a good day. Yeah, I was just saying I went to the allergist. I got my first allergy test. That sucked so bad. Like I'm still like my skin still has like marks on it. It's like got hyperpigmentation now. Like I don't know. Like I did not like it. Um I'm surprised I'm actually not allergic to mosquitoes. I thought I always like I was at one point when I was a kid because I used to break out in huge like pancake hives, and I had to go to the doctor for it. But I guess I'm not allergic to mosquitoes now. But whenever I get a mosquito bite, if there's like any like mosquito connoisseurs, let me know because the allergist was explaining it to me. But when I get mosquito bites, I still get like the big hives. But he said it's not like an actual like allergic reaction. It's just probably like a different. It's an inflammatory reaction. Anyways, I don't know. Anyway. We're talking about bug bites, which is kind of writing related because when I was finishing Body Back last year, the amount of mosquito bites I got because I finished it. I used to write a lot. I have a deck right outside. Like if I go upstairs, there's a deck right there in the backyard. I film on there sometimes. Um, so I'll be out there at night, and I can't be out there that long. If not, I'm gonna get 20 million bug bites. I don't know why they just eat me. It's not fair. Okay, yeah, that was the UK. I think I was right because I think a lot of people from this channel, you're like majorly U.S. American, and then it's UK, and then it's Canada. I just haven't met the right cat yet. Maybe I went out with a friend last week, and there was a cat at the apartment, and it was so cute, so soft. I just don't know why I don't like cats. Maybe I just haven't spent time with them. Maybe there are cats I'll be very attached to. I always wanted a cat, but then like my brother is like severely allergic to cats, so like we can't have a cat. And so we ended up getting a dog, and so I was trying to be a cat person. I've written 3 pages of uninterrupted dialogue. Oh, that's fun. That's awesome. It's noon where you are, 2 hours behind. Ooh, I'm thinking of all the places that could be. That's cool. Twilight was half my childhood, but rewatching the movies now seems like nostalgia mixed with whatever. I never watched all the movies, and I haven't finished reading all the books, but I love Twilight. I read Twilight a couple times as a teenager. I finished New Moon, and then I never finished Eclipse. No, I think I finished Eclipse. No, I think I read half of Eclipse. You had thumb surgery on your left thumb. Thankfully, I'm right hand dominant, but I have to do everything one handed now. Oh, that sounds tough. You're from Wisconsin. Well, hello. And I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better soon, and the recovery goes well. Wondering if I have mosquito allergy because the bite bumps I get are just huge. Yeah, I was shocked. He was like, because I told him I was like, I'm allergic to mosquitoes. But then he was like, actually, I'm not seeing anything. And I was like, oh, really? Maybe I grew out of the allergy. uh, I had hyperpigmentation for months after my allergy test. Did they scratch you with a broken popsicle stick? No. Oh my God. They had little vials of like the concentrate or whatever, and they put it like you can't really see all of the dots, but there's several rows. And I don't know how to turn. You can see, right? There's like you can see a bump there still. And they put them on the dots, and then they let them sit. And then the lady took like it almost looked like a thumbtack. It wasn't a thumbtack. It was like a medical thumbtack, and then like pricked the skin a bit. It didn't hurt or anything. And that's how we did it. But it itched like crazy. I think it was the dust allergy killed me, which makes sense because when I was visiting my grandparents' house in Maryland, when they weren't there for a while, God, it was so dusty. Like I think for days, my eyes, I had to take allergy medicine like every day. It was tough. So allergic to mosquitoes that if I get bit, they leave scars. That happens to me too. I still have a scar. I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. Oh, you can. Do you see that white spot? I got that in Dominican Republic when I was 11, and it's still there. It's never gonna go away. I'm allergic to my parents' house and I can't figure out what it is. Maybe it's yeah, it could be mold. Um, yeah, it's so interesting. My sister and I don't have the exact same allergies, even though we're twins. Isn't that so interesting? Oh, because she had it done too today. Um, Key. I handwrite my stories first and then type. Ooh, that's cool. I love handwriting. Um, Handwriting is so fun. Fiction class. Ooh, I miss like being in writing class. My prof wants an 8-page story, usually write 15 to 40. This should be interesting. Have you watched my video on how to write a short story? Because not to like pitch my video, because like I'm not trying to do that. But the theory that I created in that video is specifically tailored for stories of that length. So if you haven't watched that, that could probably help. I wrote the beginning of chapter 1, and right now I'm working on Whiskey and Gizmo's backstory. Okay, you have a really cool character name. That's so cool. Um, Lots of pricks, but the popsicle stick was testing for dermographism, which gives false positives. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, no, that does not sound pleasant. I don't know if I can handle the popsicle sticks. This sounds a little scary. Um, Feel like if you're identical, you should have the same allergies because like what is making it different then? Yeah, if not DNA, it's very weird. My sister has like a latex allergy and has since I was a kid. I don't have one. She doesn't react the same way to mosquito bites like I do. Um, what else? I think she had a mold, like an outdoor mold allergy. I don't have that. I don't really have seasonal allergies either. It could just be environmental. When you come out into the world, I don't know. I have no idea. But for identical twins, I don't know how that works. I don't really know a lot about identical twins besides, the fact that I'm rare. We've talked about this before. I'm a rare kind of identical twin. My one flex. Used to be very allergic to insects, but I think I grew out of it. Yeah, I probably did, but I still react absolutely terribly to insects. So I was like, I'm not allergic. What is happening then? Like, what is happening? But I got super swollen when I was 8 because of a wasp. I remember my pediatrician when I was a kid. He was like, um, if you ever get bit like neck and above, like you have to go to the hospital. I don't know why. And so I panicked when I was 14. I got bit, I think on my neck when I was on a school trip. And I was like, what do I do? I'm gonna die. I was fine. Yeah, whiskey is such an awesome name. Might steal that. My eyes swelled shut this summer from a bug bite. Oh no. You know what? The bugs always bite me right here in my face. You can see it in some of my videos. You'll see a big bump on my face. I'm like, thanks a lot, mosquitoes. There's 24 people here. Hello to the 24 people. And it has come to my attention that like not everybody watching like comments. So I'm like, oh, I feel like hello, like you're mysterious. Like, how's it going over there? Um, oh God, this is terrible. One time when I was in grade 10, I had a horrifying allergic reaction. I have no idea what caused it. I thought it was mushrooms and I was devastated because I love mushrooms. And it was like hives over my whole body, my back, my arms, everything was covered in huge hives. I didn't go to the doctor, like, hello. But anyway, it went away after several days. But I don't know what it was. It might have been my hair developer because I thought I was like, wait, it might have been this because I remember I tried using it again another time and it was scratching so bad I had to wash it off. That was when I used to have blue hair. Um, Regular doses of onion or garlic in your diet helps to deter mosquitoes. Well, I eat so much onion and I eat so much garlic and they just eat me. Like for some reason, it's like they're just so attracted to me. I guess I should take it as a compliment. um, I want to be mysterious so bad, but I can't shut up. That's literally me. That's so real. Used to be allergic to whatever they put in artificial cinnamon. I love the artificial cinnamon taste. My sister loves the artificial cinnamon candies the most, though. Oh, you used to watch without comedy because I was anxious, but y'all are so nice. Well, I totally understand what it's like to be anxious. I'm so anxious when talking to people, like especially like if I feel like I'm like a fan of somebody, which I feel like really humbled that people are fans of me. But I like whenever I like I'm a fan of somebody, I know that I get really nervous to talk to them too. But I love it when you guys interact with me. And so I also understand what it's like to be an anxious person. So I try to be as nice and welcoming and as warm as possible because I totally get what that's like. Because I get a lot of anxiety with interacting with people too, especially like on lives. I get so nervous. So you're not alone. Artificial cinnamon flavor, like in like the red hearts, those hot cinnamon hearts. Like you can get cinnamon toothpaste, cinnamon mints. Is that what you were talking about, Reese? I hope that's what you were referring to. Oh, you rarely catch the live, so I comment after the fact. Well, I hope you could catch this one, Mariana. I hope I'm saying that right, Mariana. Let me know. Back and I'm on my laptop because I want to write. Okay, we will write in a second. I'm excited. I like I said, I'm nervous, and I also want to edit a video, so I might edit one while we're at one point. Um, is it? Were you saying like it's your blood type that like attracts the mosquitoes? Maybe that would explain it. But, like, I don't my sister doesn't get bitten by mosquitoes, like, really at all in comparison to me, and, like, would we not have the same blood type? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know anything. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm not a fan of you. Oh, that's so real. Um I love meeting you guys in person. I met somebody recently at an event. It was so nice. If you ever see me, because I saw Grayson Chance posted this on his Instagram. I love Grayson Chance. And somebody was like, I saw you at the airport, but I was too scared to say hi. So if for some reason, like you run into me and you're scared to say hi, just say hi. I always want to say hi. And I love when people come up to me. So I've met, I think, a couple people, 3 or 4 people in real life, and it's really fun every single time. So would die for hot tamales. Ooh, you and my sister would get along then. She really likes the artificial cinnamon flavor. Um, yeah, planting citronella and rosemary and onion in general. Ooh, that's smart. Okay, we were talking about gardening this weekend. Maybe we can garden and do all of that because I am sick and tired of getting bitten. My dad has this like industrial strength like mosquito like repeller. I don't know what it is. It's like a machine. I don't know what it does. It just kind of deters them from the area. And so he just puts it outside next to me when I'm writing. I'm like, "Thanks, Dad. This is what I needed." Um, yeah, the stuff they put in gummy candy is a cinnamon flavor, right? Absolutely wrecked me. I'm so sorry. Are you still allergic to it? Mariana. Okay, cool. Thank you for correcting me. I'll try to remember. But if I ever say any names wrong, just PSA to anybody. I sometimes forget. I need to start making a list of like the regulars so I don't have to keep asking you. How do they tell what your blood type is? I don't know. Do you have to do a blood test? You think I would know? I don't know. As somebody who has gotten a bunch of blood tests, I have no idea. Get so anxious every time I want to comment. I don't want people to get mad at me. Oh my gosh, I will never get mad. I don't get mad at people. It's totally fine. I love your shoes so much. Well, thank you for coming. No, I think it's so sweet when people are here. I get what it's like to be really anxious, but I always have to like do little exposure therapies in my daily life. So if this is like the space where like you want to do like an exposure or something, I encourage it and I will be happy to help. um I was supposed to be a Home Depot dad. This is so real. My dad is such a Home Depot dad. I like going with him because it's just fun to like know exactly like he knows exactly where everything is. It's so funny. Oh hi, thank you for coming. I'm so excited that you could come. I always get excited when people say they finally were able to catch a live because I know I don't put them at the most convenient times ever. I'm so sorry. Now that I'm kind of like low key employed, we'll have to see if this might be the last one for a while. We'll see. Um, oh, you grew out of it. Now you love cinnamon candies. Okay, that's good. That's a nice like resolution to the allergies conversation. um, that is so funny that you still don't know. I like, wouldn't that information just be readily available? Like, but you're right. Like, I don't think I know mine. I don't think I know mine, and I've gotten a bunch of blood tests. That's crazy. Are you submitting to SPFBO? What is that? That sounds very interesting. I haven't heard of it. Recently attended the latest AutoCrit online webinars and saw you as one of the guests. Oh, was that the one that I did with Daniel? I can't remember. It wasn't Escape the Plot Forest. Perfect Your Process. Was that the one? Um, I'm long-winded with comments, so I comment afterwards to make it easy for me. Oh, okay. Well, I love all of the comments anyway, no matter how long they are. I've been so bad at replying to them lately, but like I mean the PSA, I know YouTubers say this, but like I genuinely do read every single comment. I do. I do read all of them. Sometimes it's just like I don't like reply to them. I love them and I want to reply to them, but I think from like the last year I've just had a little more trouble replying to the comments. Um, but I love them and I read all of them. They make my day. Um, oh, you're watching at your desk, but it's a slow day. Well, thank you. I'm happy that you were able to come. And we'll see now. Maybe depending on what how employment goes, we'll see when I can book them. I might have to book them a little later, so it might work better for people who work like 9 to 5. Thank you. I took a little contract thing. I hope it works out. I'm really excited about it. So I'm like, I just can't wait to get started because then it will feel more real, I think. Um, oh, this is your last Friday Tate study / write / stream of the school year. Oh, are you almost done? Man, that was so nostalgic when I was finishing up my semester. Sometimes I'm like, I should just go back to grad school so I can have that feeling again, but like I don't want to go to grad school at all. So oh yeah, perfect your process. Yeah, that was really good. I really enjoy participating in those. You finish classes and have exams next week. Nice. Well, good luck on your exams. I never had exams from like third year onward. I had 0 exams. It was crazy because the writing classes didn't have exams. They had big projects. In a sense, I feel like the exams would have been a little bit less like their exams are super stressful, but it's only stressful for that day. Whereas like projects, like I'm more confident doing them, but they are stressful for like a longer period of time for me. Unless it's my one sociology exam where I studied every single day for like 8 hours straight, memorizing like 600 word answers, like until the exam. It was like 2 weeks straight of that. That was, oh God, I almost lost my mind doing that. I don't recommend. Feel that on the grad school thing. Like I don't want to go. Like the only reason why like I want to go is I don't know, because it would be nice to just like have my life set up for me for like 2 years. I think if it's paid for, like I would go, but no one wants to fund me. So also I don't know what I would do with an MFA in writing. So I don't think academia is the place for me right now. Um, I want to go to grad school, but if grad school. Yeah, I was talking about this last time, but I never thought about grad school until I got to university. Um, and so the concept of it is just kind of weird to me. Like it's not something that like I was aware of kind of growing up at all. Um, so it's more like a pipe dream than like a thing I actually want to genuinely do because I didn't even like undergrad. So uh oh, very interesting. City with 17 colleges and 5 square miles. I do love walkable cities. That sounds very walkable. Very glad to not be doing exams anymore. I just don't feel like they're very useful for creative writing. Assignments make way more sense. Yeah, for creative writing, I don't know how they would be able to do exams, to be honest. But the projects would get stressful at times. I remember doing the fantasy, like it was like a fantasy pitch of Seventh Virtue. It was so fun. It was fun, but very stressful. It was very stressful at the same time. Um, if I was rich, I'd be a career student, even though I love / hate academia. Ah, yeah, career students. Um, yeah, I don't know if yeah, academia is kind of like the place for me either. I didn't really enjoy anything. I don't know if it was just because I enjoyed some of it. Like I enjoyed the some of the workshops and I had some really great like the workshops I enjoyed. They were like my third and fourth year workshops I really liked. The other classes, there might have been a couple that I liked, but I don't know, maybe it was pandemic. It was really tough on everybody, I think, to readjust. Um, oh, your dad got a creative writing MFA at a school near me. That is very cool. Good for your dad. Awesome. Thank you for being here, Em. Yeah, it's nice to also see you in the live. Heading to community college this fall for English as creative writing. Nice. You're excited. Well, that's amazing. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that's a lot of fun. I miss school. It was such a nice time. It's crazy because it feels like a really long time ago, but also like all of the memories are very fresh and very real. I don't know. The aesthetic of academia is really attractive for young adults. It's very hard to work at and pay for. Yeah, I was very lucky that I didn't pay for my degree. Well, I paid for it. The school paid for it for me. And I paid for it with stress and hard work. but I'm lucky I didn't actually have to pay for it out of my pocket, because I think that would have been very, 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 very stressful. And tuition in the US too, like for the Americans watching, oh my gosh, so stressful. Here, like, I think it's not nearly as stressful. Full tuition, I don't even think would cost. I haven't heard of a degree in Canada, like an undergrad degree costing like even 40K for the whole thing. Maybe some specialized degrees, I don't know. Some specialized undergrads, maybe now, I don't know. But still, like, I know in the US it's very expensive. Paying for college is a scam. Don't pay for college. I would have been very mad if I paid for college, like myself. Like if I had to pay for it, like it was really rough. Like the pandemic. Oh, girl, we've talked about this. We don't have to get back into it. Really, not a good time. But anyways, that was that. We should probably write soon. I'm gonna pull up my timer. What are you guys working on? I'm working on. Maybe we'll do 25 minutes like last time. I'm working on Sunless Ground, but like I haven't written in a while, so like I have no idea if it's actually gonna go well. I wrote a little bit of my notes. I can pull it up like last night, just trying to like kind of get back into it a little bit. So anyways, we'll see if we can actually get into a flow state, because it was like, remember when I was like struggle bus on Tumblr, if you were following me on there, being like, everything sucks and I can't write properly. I was wrong. I was just tired. So I think that I'm not tired anymore, but now I'm just like scared. Yesterday though, guess what I did yesterday? I've been doing running, and I've been talking about running on the streams. I ran for 20 minutes straight. No stopping, no breaks, no walking, 20 minutes straight. It was crazy. The fastest, the most I did before was 8 minutes straight, because I'm doing Couch to 5K, and that's what my project, or what is it? What do they call it? My plan. That's what my plan says to do. So I was really happy about it. God bless Lady Gaga Born This Way, because that's what gets me through all my runs. Nervous for school due to student debt. I know this can be a really huge concern with undergrad. It was a really big concern of mine as well, which is why in high school I was like, I need to get that scholarship. If not, I'm not going to go to that school. I might have to go somewhere else. Yeah, it can be very stressful. College is kind of a waste with the absurd amount of prereqs and supplementary classes that have nothing to do with your major. The amount of classes I took that I didn't even go to because there was nothing in them. Like, there was nothing in them. I don't know if it was just because like it was the pandemic or something, but I would have been very upset if I was paying from that tuition out of my own pocket. I would have been very upset about it, I think, because the quality of some of the courses that I took. US tuition is a joke. Like, why am I paying 18K a year in state? My whole degree cost $26,000. Oh my god. Doing a creative writing degree in the Bahamas is not the way to go at all. Are you doing that right now? I'm so interested. You're working on an untitled work in progress, Kiki. Okay, nice. Oh my gosh, a family member passed suddenly and then a friend passed a couple days later. I usually get stuck for a while after finishing a project anyway. But between the two, I've had such a bad block. Hopefully, I can get back into writing since that's what I use to process a lot of things. I am so sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm sending my condolences and a hug. I'm so sorry to hear that. And I do hope that we'll get some writing done in a second. So I hope that we're able to sort of um, bring some lightness. But that's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear. I hope that you can have like a restful weekend. Um, and you know where to find me if you want to message somebody for some support. I'm so sorry. Gloria says, I went to trade school. Now I work in that trade still for the past 13 and a half years. Oh, wow. Awesome. Writing is a side thing, but hoping to publish my first novel. That's still in the revision process. Oh, nice. Well, I hope that it goes well for you. I love when I love hearing from people like who do writing like not as a job. Like I love hearing people who balance like a job and writing because that's what I'm hoping to do. So it's always great to hear. Amazing. When you watch a show and your hyperfixation, your favorite character doesn't get a happily ever after. So instead, you write your own version of the show. That's fun. That's so funny. Yeah, there's sometimes endings where you're like, I would write it differently. I had a whole different plot. Does anyone remember like the movie like Maleficent? I had a whole different plot for how it could have gone, and every day I'm like, it could have been so much better if we went with my version. But anyway, you pay 4K a year in tuition because they raised tuition and didn't adjust the scholarships. I think my school did this too, but luckily my scholarship covered it even when they raised the tuition, even though I think, no, I'm pretty sure. No, there might have been a teeny bit more, but I had also won other scholarships at the school. Yeah, so I think I was pretty lucky in that way. So if they did, because I think they raised them after everyone came back from COVID. Remember when they kept tuition the same, even though we were doing online classes and learning like much less than we usually did because like everything was shorter? Did anybody else at school do that? Oh, you wanted to do that, but no real writing industry over here. I'll be in debt for nothing. I know. Yeah, I don't know if for me, a creative writing degree is not worth going into debt for. That is my opinion and my experience. And luckily I graduated with no debt and I had financial support like for housing for my parents. And I had also had money for that as well for supporting myself out there. And of course I didn't pay for my tuition. So I talk about this a lot because I feel like when people see other people like majoring in creative writing and like doing all these creative things, there's nothing wrong with it. And I wish that we lived in a world where we could just like learn because I think that's so fun, right? Like learning is something that we should all be able to do, which is why I make YouTube videos because I want to share what I know and like help people. But for me, I would not recommend doing creative writing degree if it means going into debt. I don't think that that's unless you have a very solid idea, like you have something set up for right after, like for what you're gonna do, or like I don't know, like you're working in like say maybe you're doing TV instead, and you have like the connections, you have something to work on. But going into debt for this creative writing degree is I feel responsible like to like tell people that because they know that like people are like, oh, you did that, so like maybe I should do that. I'm like, well, you should probably know some things before. That's important for me to tell people, especially because I have young people watching me. You did biochemistry and quit. Ooh, biochemistry. That's interesting. I always wanted to be better at science. Was never very good at it. I was very good at math, but I didn't continue it past grade 11 because I didn't need it for my arts degree. And I didn't do science either. You have way too many ideas. Don't know what to work on. I want to do my newest idea, but that's stupid because I know I need to work on something else. I hate getting ideas all the time. You can work on whatever you want. Why don't you why like could you just try writing the new thing like even for like a day? Like maybe that's what your process wants. Like maybe that could work. I don't know. Ever think about how universities are kind of like legalized cults, entry fee, expected to like quickly participate or be ostracized away from friends or family in a designated environment? It's definitely not for everybody, and it's definitely not made for every type of demographic. I really struggled in university. Being disabled and BIPOC is really terrible. For those reasons, it was really tough. You're a baker? Fun. I love baking. Um, Back you went to make some tea. Nice. What kind of tea? Still working on my work in progress, but no luck with getting motivated to actually sit down and write. I'm still sick. So I could be oh, I'm so sorry. I hope that you feel better like next coming week. Hopefully it's getting warmer where you are. Hopefully you feel better soon. Don't currently have a job due to being disabled and having to take a break from writing due to my hand/wrist. No, that's totally understandable. You have to take care of yourself, number one. I totally get that. I couldn't get a job last year because also I was really struggling with my chronic pain. And it's really only this year that, things have been up a little bit and I can sort of look for things that are still within, things that I think I can do. Is there any way I can share my writing with you? Yeah. I have Instagram. You can message me on there if you want. Tumblr. I'm If I'm starting a job, I might not have a lot of time to read it super fast, but I would love to take a look. You had to do biology labs online, like in the pandemic. Ooh. COVID uni was the worst. The only fee they took off was the community thing for libraries. Yeah, they did that. I think they took off the gym fee, like for us, because like typically like they like do an automatic gym fee like at my school for one of the gyms. It was so annoying. I was like, no one's there. No one's using your gym. Okay. Like, y'all know my feelings on creative writing degrees. Yeah, I have lots of thoughts. There's so many times where I don't want to go to college, but I really want to make friends and find a partner. So I think the most important part of going to university, also besides your classes, is making connections, getting involved with people. That's really helped me sort of in the real world, quote unquote, like having sort of connections, having done things, having a little bit of experience, whether it's in clubs or whatever. Even if you can't commit a lot of time, even just a little bit of time. Um, I did a more marketable degree, math. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. Then a degree I wanted, English. I really didn't want to do an English degree. I was very annoying as a teenager, and now I'm like, I should have done a fucking English degree. Anyway, we'll see. Community college, you can get an associate's and not be locked in for 4 years. Yeah, that's so interesting that that's what you guys call it in the US. We don't call it community college, and we don't call it an associate's degree. We call it a diploma here. I think it's the same thing. I think the diploma and the associate's degree, but because you guys would say your bachelor's degree and your associate's degree in the US, but here we just say diploma, like versus like undergrad or like your bachelor's or whatever you're getting. But we don't call it college here either. We call it university. And community college here, we just call college. God, we're talking about more Canadianisms. Remember last week when we just talked about milk? Use Khan Academy for my courses. Currently taking biology. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've heard about them. Nice. Is that a Pikachu behind you? Your pile of colorful friend/writing space is so cute. Which one? I don't don't have a Pikachu within my room, but my dad, I could go get it. I think I have it. Okay, I'll try to go get it when I get up. But when I was in Maryland, I went to the Maryland State Fair. I don't know if there's any like Maryland people here, but the Maryland State Fair is always so fun. And I went to the Maryland State Fair the year. I think I put it in a vlog actually that Smash Mouth was playing. Rest in peace to the lead singer, and then I think the bassist died in COVID too. So we got to see them in 2019 at the Maryland State Fair. It was so fun. And so while I was there, my dad loves Pokemon Go. Like Pokemon Go, like special interest territory. Like it's not so much anymore, but when I was younger, God, Pokemon Go was his thing. Like he beat that shit. Like anyways, and so I saw they had these giant Pikachu things, like the plushies, and I wanted to get him one. And so it was to shoot darts at balloons. So me, who has like no hand-eye coordination, I managed to get one of them. And then the guy like working there or whatever, I was like, it's for my dad or whatever. Like he let me just like keep going with the darts until I got the other one. And so he gave it to me. It was so sweet. I think it's still down here. I'll see if I can bring it. But that's my dad's. I got it for him. Hi, Tess. No, we haven't done writing sprints yet. We're just talking about Pikachu and allergy tests and writing. Um, wow. Finished 11 character sheets. That's a lot. That would take me like a year to About to finish and plan and world build for the zombie story. World building is so challenging for me. I'm so jealous of people who can do that, you know? Am I the only one who hasn't been enjoying fantasy novels but more magical realism? I'm slowly trying to find a good fantasy book since I enjoy writing fantasy / realistic magic. I don't read a lot of like, harder fantasy because I was talking to a friend about it last week. I'm grabbing a book here because I got one the other day. But I have a really hard time like understanding fantasy. I'm not like a really I don't know. I'm not a very like smart fantasy reader. I just struggle with it a lot. So I like contemporary fantasy is a bit easier for me to write. But I think the editor of this book, I was at an event, so I was able to get this one from the editor. It's called The Emperor and the Endless Palace. I've heard of this one. I don't know if I've had friends who've read it and recommended it to me already, but it seems really, really cool. I think it's queer. It's beautiful. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Look, who designed this book? Oh my God. So cute. Anyways, so I can't wait to read it. I'm very excited. Went to film school for a semester, but I had to quit because of burnout. Oh, interesting. I wanted to do film. I wanted to be a director for a long time. Well, like 2 years. It was like I would have really enjoyed doing that. But I don't know if I want to work in film now, but we'll see. Shall not ask of the milk. We talked about milk for so long. I'm so sorry. And then somebody asked me a couple days ago, yesterday, I was making coffee for somebody who's staying at my house right now. And he was like, do you have oat milk? And I was like, no, I don't. And it reminded me of the conversation. Tea, it depends on the kind of tea. Most tea I drink black. Only black tea do I drink with milk and sugar. Hi, Kian. Can't really say, but I wanted to pop and say hi. Hit the like button, support the channel. Oh my gosh, thank you. That's so nice. Well, I don't know if you're still here because I know you left this comment a second ago. So thank you. And it really does help. So thank you. I appreciate it. Fingers crossed because I'm very like open about like how much money I make on YouTube. I don't make a lot, but I'm very excited because it's looking like for my analytics. Let's check it out, guys. I'm gonna make enough money to make money 2 months in a row. Typically what happens to me with YouTube is I make like between like 40 to like $80 a month on YouTube, which is good. I can't complain. Like that's passive income. Like I'm very happy with that amount of money. And that's like my only source of income right now. And so like I get very excited when I get a YouTube paycheck, but they don't pay out unless you have like $100 minimum in your account. And so because I don't usually make $100 a month, I don't get paid monthly. I get paid bi-monthly. And so this month, the analytics are analyticking. It looks like I'm going to make estimated revenue $103.42. And they put the money in my account, like in your AdSense, I think at around the 11th to 15th-ish. I think it's usually the 11th. And then like it withdraws at the end of the month. So if by tomorrow, like if by like Monday, like it's still like estimated over $100, your girl could like win big this month. Okay, like this would be just a really fun milestone for me. I've never made money like 2 months in a row from YouTube. So that would be awesome. So I appreciate it. Coffee scares me. Yeah, I'm not that serious about it. I don't know why I drink coffee. It's not. Do I like it? I don't know. I guess it tastes good. You're not a big, epic or high fantasy person. Yeah, and me neither. It's not like I don't want to be. It's just like I don't understand it. I really struggle. Even with like movies, I don't get it. Just moved into an apartment with my sibling, and it's nice to be able to make my own writing space. Oh, nice. Legend of Zelda is a special interest of mine. I have a whole Zelda shrine at this point. Oh, that's fun. My brother loves Legend of Zelda too. That's so nice. I love having like little shrines for things. I have them all over my room. Like I have like little like George Michael things like over there. Like my little Jeff Buckley. I have like 3 Jeff Buckleys on this one wall. It's crazy. Reason I don't love reading high fantasies because I literally can't visualize me. I feel like high fantasy would be so fun if you're the movie in the mind kind of reader. Yeah, I'm so jealous of people who are like that. Like it's just like a movie in my mind. And I'm like, I don't see shit. I can't see shit. Okay. If I want to write, I have to feed the autism. This is, oh my God, I should put that on a shirt. Like, feed the autism. That's so true. I need to remind myself. I'm going to write that down. Where is my pen? I need a notebook. Where is my notebook? I need paper. I need to write that down. Okay, I'm going to write it on my hand. Feed the autism. That is such a good way of saying it because, like, I know that was just funny, but like the way you said that, I was like, actually, no, this is resonating because I always get scared of like, I need to write a novel, but like, I'm so scared of writing a novel that doesn't feed the autism. So I'm like, I need to feed my autism. Anyway, ooh, creating my own universe, slowly planning out so many series. It's meant to be inspired by DC, Marvel, Doctor Who, but written by a queer disabled woman. Well, that's so cool. I like that. Cross my fingers. How did I cross them? Do you guys know I'm very I'm double jointed, so I'm like very flexible. Can you guys do that? Can you do that? What a weird party trick. Like, can you like croissant your fingers like this? Well, it's not really a croissant. Kind of. What would you call this? I don't know. I can do it on both hands and show you. I did this for my psychologist once and she was probably like, what the fuck? If I could do it. Hold on. Breaking my pinkies on live. Can anyone else do this? Anyways, very double jointed. There's like one thumbnail and my fingers look bizarre because like it makes it kind of hard to play guitar because they're very anyway, sorry, we'll stop talking about my hands. Chamomile tea is the best with milk. Ooh. Yeah, my sister likes chamomile tea with milk, I think. She likes her tea sometimes. Like, she does milk and sugar and more tea than I do. And I'm like, oh, I should try that. Oh, I'm sorry. I might have missed you, Reese. I'm just talking about tea. Gotta leave early. Have a good rest of the stream. Well, thank you for coming if you're still here. I'm very happy about it's not even for the money. I'm just excited, like, that like something new is happening. Like, I've been doing YouTube for so long and I find YouTube is just fun for me. I it's just like one of my favorite things I've ever done. And I'm so happy that I have this channel and this beautiful community. So it's not about the money for me. I just get excited because like, I get to like actually see like something new sort of happen with this thing that I love. It's very exciting. Anyway, George Michael mentioned within the hour. We can talk about George Michael all day. Okay. I need more subscribers. I'm at like almost 10.1K, which is pretty cool. Like, I just hit 10,000 subscribers. Like, what? Where did 100 more of you come from? Where's Dallin shaking my head? I know, right? Like, we need the like resident George Michael person here. Do you any of you have your own writing space, or do you write anywhere? I typically write anywhere in my house. Sometimes I'll write out of the house. I don't have like an actual dedicated writing space. Oh, you have EDS, so I'm super hypermobile. Yeah, like, see, like, I feel very, like, I feel very, I should have gotten tested for EDS because, you know, you can do, like, there's, like, the assessments you can do at home to then, like, I don't know, you can go do the assessments. I think I hit most of them in terms of the hypermobility. I've already been told that I'm hypermobile, so I was just wondering, because I have chronic pain, if that could be something we'd look into. But, of course, my family doctor is not looking into it. Maybe I'll push her on it. Maybe, I don't know. Now it hurts. Yeah, I used to be able to put my pinky to the back of my hand when I was a kid. I can't do that quite anymore, but I can do it close enough. I won't show you that though. Double jointed, but just in my pinky knuckles and nowhere else in my body. It's every single one of my fingers is like that. So it kind of makes playing guitar just like tricky. That's why I don't think I can play that fast when like on my strumming hand. I find it kind of tricky just because of how my hands are. Your cousin graduated college 2 minutes ago. Well, congratulations. That's very nice. It always feels like a movie when I read books, but it's kind of funny. Oh, how every time there's a scene in a bathroom or kitchen always looks the same in my mind. Yeah, I sometimes I imagine spaces that I've already been in, but it's weird. Like Reeves' apartment, like from Sunless Ground and like Houses with Heath. When I think about that specific apartment, like I've never been in that. So where did I get the idea of that space? Like, how did that come to be? Anyways, I do love listening to Bobby and Photons. I'm sure we'll hear some soon at some point. Oh, you finally got a writing space. Oh, congrats. Got a new desk recently, and it's simple but so comfy. I got a new desk recently too. I'll have to show it in a video. It's not new. I've had this desk in my basement for years. I live in the basement now. And my brother, I have had like my family heirloom keyboard that we've had for like 20 years. It's probably older than me. I had it in my room. You would have been able to see it maybe in a couple videos. But my brother had borrowed it, and he didn't put it back in my room. And I was like, wait, this is kind of an opportunity to see if I like this bigger desk. Because this desk is the size of the desk I had at school. And I was kind of getting sick and tired of using my desk. Wasn't even a desk. It's like a vanity from IKEA. It's really small. It's like this wide. Like I can literally hold it up within the screen. And it's just not enough for my equipment. So I was like, maybe I need the bigger desk. I tried it and I love it. So I moved the keyboard just outside where this desk used to be. So it's right there. Anyways. Hello. I'm good. It's Tiara. I'm so sorry. I need to write it down for you because I ask you every single time, girl. I'm so sorry. It's going good for me. I hope it's going well for you. It's so hard to get diagnosed. Oh yes, about EDS. It took like 3 years. Finally getting to see a specialist next month. I'm very happy for you. I don't have like any faith that like we'll actually be able to do anything because I don't know. But I know that I have been told that I am hypermobile. I just don't know if it would. I don't know if I have the other symptoms. Maybe. I'm not sure though. Yeah, you picture the same bathroom too. And it's not what you've been in. Like, where did it come from? I once saw, and I don't know if it's real, that the human brain can't come up with faces by itself, which always makes me wonder, like, where did my characters get their faces? So I wonder if the same's like for rooms. Like, where did it come from? Why are all these walls orange? That's like my house used to be orange. It was so nice. I'd love a video showing us your writing setup one day. I can do a video. It's like ugly, but like I can sure, I could do like my writing desk tour. It would be fun. I don't have anything like that fancy on it. I have like this swan thing that I moved here that originally was holding up my records. I moved it here and now I have like my glasses cleaner cloth and like an Apple thing, like charger thing and like a pen and then the Twilight book holding up my monitor, another glasses cleaner cloth, this Jesus candle. These are great, by the way. If you need unscented candles, these ones, get on these ones. They're good. I have another pen. I have a bunch of matches. This is riveting content. And finally, I got my George Michael face record. Isn't this beautiful? Like, you did not need to serve. He served, like, literally. Anyways, sorry. I'm going to start writing now because you're probably all sick of me. The face is more like when you're dreaming, you don't conjure new faces, only ones you've seen. But I'm not an expert because I once thought what you said and someone told me. Interesting. Yeah, no, I don't know where I heard it. It was years ago, like when I was probably a kid, and I was like, what? You can't come up with faces yourself? Being covered up in a giant blanket, hunched over a laptop or notebook with a cup of tea is what works for me. Oh, that's so nice. That sounds so nice. To get some tea. That sounds delicious. Really want to write, but my hand/wrist. Does anyone else feel useless if you're not writing? Yes, I struggle with this a lot. You are not how much you've been writing. You're not your word count. You're not your page count. You're not like how many books you've written or how many stories you've written. Writing is always going to be there for you. I know this is sounding crazy as somebody who still struggles with it myself, but take it from me. If I struggle with it, I struggle with feeling like I have no purpose if I'm not writing. But take it from me. If I can tell you, believe me, like there's nothing wrong with not writing for a bit because you need to take care of yourself because you're the most important thing. Like you can't write without you. So you have to take care of yourself first, you know? George Michael. I know, right? That's how my brain works. Every day I wake up and I'm like, George Michael. Text to speech could work. I did try that during NaNoWriMo and it helped me get some words out a little bit faster. It isn't exactly the same, but it's still fun. A tour on stream. Yeah, or like random things on my desk. I have a library book. I have a pair of scissors. But I'd love to do a video actually showing you my space. Because I always wanted to do one of those like 2013 like room tour videos. But would you want to see a room tour? I have random little knickknacks in my room. It'd be fun. Maybe I'll do one of those. It'd be fun. Okay, I'm going to actually write now because I've been talking for an hour. My bad. We will write for 25 minutes. You wanna write for 30? Let's do 30 because I didn't shut up this time. Like, I just like talking, Like, I don't know why. I just yap. I'm a yapper. I like yapping. That's fun. Let me share my screen. We'll do 30 minutes. So we have plenty of time, okay? I'm gonna need some time to get into this because it's been a while, okay? I'll see you guys in half an hour. Okay, that was the end of the sprint, like gently bringing you back into the stream so as to not frighten people, which I've been told I do sometimes coming back from the sprints. I'm gonna finish my sentence because why did I get into it right as it was ending? Darn. Okay. There we go. How'd it go for you? I did not get into it until literally the end. I was doing other things because I was procrastinating. And yeah, I didn't want to draft this on this ground. I just didn't want to. But now I'm into it. Why is it going good? Hold on, I'm gonna see how much I wrote. Where here we go. Probably like 200, maybe 100 words. Not thesaurus. What word count? 218 words. That's solid. I'm happy with that. Fantastic. Great. That went good. I also finished, well, I didn't finish a poem, but I'd like to read it to you. We'll see. Having a hard time getting into it, but I got 268 before I switched to writing by hand. Yeah, I started the opposite. Like I started by transcribing the poem that was in my notebook that I'd written by hand into my notebook because I was like, I just need to switch mediums for a second. And then in the last 10 minutes, I started writing, like typing. So that was nice. At least I got a little bit done. Like I'm in a bit of a flashback in Reef's point of view, and I always usually quite enjoy writing the flashback. So I knew when I wasn't enjoying it that there was something wrong, which is why I just took a break because I was like, this is peak Rachel Bate, like this is a scene that I just would love to write. So that's why I took a break, and it's been about 2 weeks since I worked on it, and that's fine, which is good. I needed a break. I wrote like over 30,000 words of Sunless Ground in April. It was stupid. So dozing off between beautiful spring weather and having been up from 5 a.m. on the farm and all the sudden orphan animals this year to care for. Oh my gosh, you work on a farm? That's cool. Charlie says, I have not been drafting. I've been trying to visualize what's going on using a different plot structure to see if that helps unstick it. What plot structure are you using to unstick it? That's super cool. I've never thought of like trying to unstick something by shifting the plot structure. That's very cool. Yeah, I'll read the poem. It's from You're Like the Sun, which is my collection of poems. It's just one that it's been sitting in my notebook. I don't know if I wrote the date on it. I posted a teeny tiny excerpt. Of course, the one time that I didn't put the exact date. It was sometime in February, I think. Anyways, for my love poem chapbook. So I finally put it into my document. I didn't actually really change anything, so that was nice. I changed some of the line breaks and how it looks on the page, but ooh, Jade wrote 115 a poem. How does one plot me? I always get confused with that. I know it depends on your process, right? I don't really actively go into plotting, but I'm always so like, I don't know, very like interested by the process. Like I'm very admirable of the process. Work like 4 jobs. Ooh, farm secretary for nonprofit, substitute teacher, indie author. Wow, you're busy. That's very cool. I've been liking volunteering, working at like nonprofits too, so that's cool. Stein wrote 297, but got stuck trying to find other words for colors. that's so me. Like Lemon and Cinepio. Have you been on the streams when I've talked about the books Alexander Theroux wrote? If you like colors, they might be something like check out if maybe your library has it, or if you can find a copy online or something. But he has one called the primary colors and one called the secondary colors. And my art prof, I took a couple first year art classes when I was in university. And when I was in my last year, I took a first year color class. And so he brought me a book because he knew I was a writer or whatever, where Alexander Theroux literally like lists out like oranges, this. It's super cool. Now it's not for writers, but it's quite literally like a thesaurus. So obviously there's one for the secondary colors. I wonder if he has one for the tertiary colors. Super useful. I've mentioned it on the stream, but like in the green section, one that I always think about is he was like green like olive oil. And I'm like, don't do this to me right now. Like olive oil green. Oof, what a delicious way to describe that color. Anyways, so if you like finding like, synonyms for colors, that's one of my favorites. I started making a list of it, but I had to leave university early that semester because I was going through a really stressful time and I had to move back home because I was like, Mom, I need my mom. Um, but I didn't get to finish reading it, but I have like the list for orange, all the words in orange that I really liked. I want to buy them. I think it would be nice to have them. Oh, okay, we're getting insight. Oh, I love wanting to get insights on people's processes on the streams. Usually plot using two main plot structures, one with a lot of different parts that Kate Kavanaugh talked about years ago that I can't find a video for anymore. Oh, I love Kate's videos. That sucks that you can't find the video. It's always good to rest. I totally get it that it's so hard to not write. But sometimes it's just nice to think. It's nice to relax. It's nice to give yourself a break too. You gotta listen to your body, I plot with Save the Cat. Abby Emmons has the best breakdown, in my opinion. Oh, I haven't watched Abby's breakdown on it. I do like Save the Cat. I do like it. I used it. Well, I didn't use it for Seventh Virtue, but I retroactively plotted Seventh Virtue. Like I put the Seventh Virtue plot into the Save the Cat to see what beats I'd done, just because I was curious. But I'd like to make enough from writing so I can quit the other job. Yeah, that would be awesome. Well, plug your stuff. You have books? You should plug them in the chat. My second method for outlining is Kevin Vibert. He talks about it in his Writing Fiction Across the Void YouTube series. I haven't heard of this person. It's got 5 parts and can be scaled down to a scene or scaled up for a whole novel. That is amazing. I have to check that out. I'm always so curious about like plot structures. I'm such a geek for structure, so I love that. Oh, that's so cool that you have a Patreon where you do your behind the scenes. Oh, I should do that. I wanted to do a Patreon where I did like behind the scenes stuff too, but then I I want to I don't know, I have to decide like what stuff maybe like poems and stuff I can like share on Patreon more, and I don't know. I was thinking of doing something like that, but also I don't mind sharing them on YouTube because I already have the income from YouTube, so I don't mind sharing them for free. Oh, you got 65 words. Yay! Gizmo just got word of his mother's death. No! His father left before he was born, and it's just pain in the tail. They're all cats. Ooh, they're all cats, by the way. Okay, wait. This got so cool. For a whole novel, use a 27-part structure Kate talked about. Ooh, Kate Kavanaugh. Do you know who else used to do it? Oh, God, what was her name? It was one of the booktubers. Kate something as well. Katie Tastic had like a 27 chapter plot structure. Maybe it's the same one. If we outlined / plotted, then we basically wrote the book. That's what your ADD says. So no actual writing. Most I do is know about the beginning, how it ends, like 3 scenes I want somewhere in between. Yeah, I think that's a good approach too. That's typically how I start books. I need to come up with my own way of plotting because even if I get a plot structure, I find it so hard to apply them. Yeah, I also think it depends on what you're writing, because if you're writing something that isn't doesn't really fit traditional structures, it can be hard to fit them, try to write in a traditional structure. Oh, you hand wrote 550 words today, but 554 words today, but some of it was before we started the sprint. I wrote like 20 minutes worth of a sprint while you were chatting, and then I continued doing the sprint. Well, awesome. You wrote a lot. That's great. Oh, Katie Tastic. Yes, Katie Tastic is who you meant. I just got an email from the AGO. Yes, did she get that video? Because that was iconic. Please don't tell me she took down the video. Because Katie Tastic had such a good video on that. I remember when I was a kid, trying out that one. I never actually did it, but I wanted to. Structure, I never met her. It's so funny. I love this 27-point outline. Helps me so much. I use it for screenplays. Oh yeah, I think outlining is particularly helpful. These structures that we always talk about, because a lot of them originated from screen, so it makes sense that they work best in screen. Like Save the Cat is literally a screenwriting structure, so it makes sense that it works really well for screen. I don't know about the 27-point outline. I don't know if that's a thing in screen officially, but yeah, I did know about Save the Cat. Learning about that in screen classes. We didn't call it Save the Cat. It was the original one that isn't not Save the Cat Writes a Novel. We didn't call it Save the Cat, but I think it was just whoever, I can't remember the person who created it. I'm terrible. We just called it like that person's beat sheet. Why am I yawning? I'm so tired. Yes, please. You always feel free to plug yourselves, people in the chat. If you have something to plug, just put it. Drop your Patreon. Rain of Rainbows only have 3 tiers, and one of them is a tip jar. Oh, that's awesome. Hello, missed this live sadly, but just want to say you're so inspiring. I love you so much. Oh my gosh, well, thank you for coming. I'm still talking. I don't know if I'm gonna write because I'm kind of tired. Maybe we'll do like a 10-minute sprint. Pointers from my own life because I suffer with depression super bad. Oh right. 363 words of a new story about a main character with depression and other mental. Sometimes it's really cathartic to write about your own like sort of mental health experiences. That's how I felt, at least. Like, there's some that I can't write about, like it wouldn't be helpful to write about, but there's some that are very helpful to write. I did that a lot with Lonan. He was the major catharsis when I was a teenager, so I totally feel with that. A palace description. Well, palaces are fun. I didn't even know 27-point outline had a name. This might blow the whole thing wide open for me. Did we put the name here? Or is it just called like 27-point outline? Maybe. Yeah, because I know that look at the thing. I just don't know if it has like an official name. The only times I've ever outlined anything was for stage play scripts in my point of view multi-timeline horror novel. That makes sense. Like for projects like that to outline. Oh yes, Snyder's beat sheet. Yes, you're correct. That's exactly what it was. That's how I learned it. In my like tutorial for like the intro to writing class. Making up for last month during Camp Nano, I made a lofty goal that I never achieved. Oh, we love the lofty goals that, then we continue on. That's fine. Those are so valid too. Any advice on dealing with fears of overwriting? My current draft is 266K for a YA fantasy. I'm in Act 3. I fear that I might not be able to cut it down to the Trad Pub 100K requirement. Well, I wouldn't worry about it so much like when you're drafting. Sometimes also like stories don't want to be one book. It might be that like you've written like several, because 266K could probably be like 3 or 4 YA books. So sometimes like it just could be like you're writing a bigger story, and that's totally fine too. It could also be like that there are certain things that you could put into a different book or like you could remove from the book, but I never want to give people the advice of like, just cut everything out, So it could just be that the story is just a little bit bigger than, what, like maybe like one book, or for example. But I wouldn't worry about that when you're drafting. You can look back on it when you're like getting into revisions and kind of see, oh, okay, maybe I can end it here, or can like condense this or something like that. Your universe has gods in it, but not just Greek gods. For example, the Chinese mood goddess is in it as well. That's super cool. I like that. Whiskey's a father figure to him because Crescent, Gizmo's mom, didn't bother to tell him about his father and have plans for the future of him to meet his dad. So there's a whole bunch of drama. Like between the cats, I love that so much. That is so fun. Thanks for coming, Gloria. Gotta go. But it was fun doing the sprints and staying for the chat. Actually gonna go for a walk because it's so beautiful today in Wisconsin. Yes, thank you. It's not beautiful in Toronto, but I'm gonna go for a walk soon too. Might rain for a little bit more. But I wanted to read this poem for you. It's called Moving Day. I want to get feedback on it. So let me know if you have feedback. Let's workshop it together. I'm gonna workshop it for free with you guys. This is a love poem. It's a Jeremiah and Harrison poem, obviously. It's for the Jeremiah and Harrison love poem chat book. I hadn't written love poems like before this. The Mothra checkbook is like breakup poems. I wouldn't necessarily call them love poems, but these are all really supposed to be love poems. So I always talk about Richie Hoffman on these streams. I was going for the kind of Richie Hoffman style, and sort of like pulling back, being kind of quite domestic, not being too fancy, but being specific. So this is Move-In Day. Oh, I posted an excerpt of this like on my Tumblr, so like a long time ago. It was like for the Valentine's Day post, I think. But I never finished it. So this was the whole poem. Okay, I'm gonna yawn and then I'll read it. Why am I yawning so much today? Moving Day. He starts using your toothpaste. You buy a kitchen set for 2. He sleeps with your pillow on the wrong side. You share a slice of cheese pizza. You call his mother on Sundays. He calls yours right after. You share shampoo in the shower, kiss the tiles around his face. He touches your wet wrist like it's his, splats soap down your cheek with a laugh. You love him in the mirror. He dries his hair with the towel. For a month, you smell like each other. That is the whole poem. It's simple, it's short, it's really trying to be 100 Lovers by Richie Hoffman. I just love his collection. So I wanted to write something kind of inspired by that collection. So the one part I don't like is I like everything else. The one part that I don't like so much, which it sounds better when I'm reading it out loud than like visually. You call his mother on Sundays, he calls yours right after. It just looks awkward. Like it reads as like stilted, like like it like ends kind of weird. I don't know. Anyways, I love that we're getting so much of this lore. I love this so much. Thank you for sharing. Oh my gremlin. That's awesome. Interesting. Micah is dealing with this too, although I'm not sure how to fix it. You can make it into multiple books or review after the draft is done with a fresh mind that what could be cut. Yeah, sometimes it's just like the story is larger. And that's fine too. Thank you for coming. Feelings. Okay, fine. We'll read Richie Hoffman, please. It's so like he writes such good poems. The collection behind me, like I've said this a million times, but I read it once last year because I got the collection for free. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about these. I don't know if I really enjoyed this collection. I was so wrong. Like, why was I so wrong about this? Like, literally the best collection ever. I love it so much. He has a poem that came out in Yale Review. It's called Young People. It just came out a couple days ago. You can read it online. So good. Like if you're looking to read like gay love poems, iconic. Anyways, you know who blurbed that collection? Garth Greenwell. Like this when I saw that, it was like this was meant to be because I read 100 Lovers like almost a year before I read Cleanness for the first time. And then when I turned 100 Lovers over and I was like, are you kidding me? Like Garth Greenwell blurbs this. So this makes a lot of sense. Anyways, we love simple and short. I miss poetry. I need to get back into poems. I write haikus. Oh yeah, I learned about haikus. I've tried a couple. I'm not so good at it, but I love the form, I think. I love poetry. I never thought of myself as a poet, but a poem of mine was just published last week, and now I'm on submission with another. Okay, this is how everybody starts out as a poet. Because I wasn't a poet either, but then I submitted a poem and it got published. And the same thing happened to me, and now I'm a poet. So I feel like a lot of poets, like, because everyone like has sort of like sometimes it can be like, I don't know, this like overcomplication of what poetry is or whatever in your own mind, and then it actually happens, and you're like, oh, like that was a poem. It wasn't actually as hard as it was supposed to be. So, or it seemed it was supposed to be. So now I can just write poems. That's not a big deal. But anyways, Drake or Kendrick, let's not. Let's not, okay? I really like the domestic stuff in that poem. Yes, right? The intertwinedness, the twist, the wrist, the wrist, the pizza, the shower towel, and pillow. I know, right? I kind of ate. Which is so funny because when I wrote it originally, I didn't like it. I was like, this is shit. And then I came back to it like a month later, like literally today, I'm rereading it for the first time. I'm like, oh, it's fine. I don't need to edit it. It's fine. The only thing I changed was the pillow thing. I was like, I think he's just like he sleeps with your pillow. I didn't think I'd add anything else, so I just added on the wrong side because I like that idea. Tiny little correction. I used to write poetry all the time, and then I hit some kind of wall, and now I don't know what a poem is, which is sad, but is also life. No one ever knows what a poem is. A poem is whatever you want it to be honest. And sometimes it's like the poems that you take less seriously are the poems that kind of work out the best, you know? The Accidental Poets Department. Taylor. Do people like that album? Like, are there Swifties on the call? Like, I'm interested. I haven't listened to all of it. I'm not a Swiftie, but I like some of Taylor Swift's music. I don't like Taylor Swift necessarily as a person, but I like her music. And I want to finish the album. There were a couple that my sister sent me because my sister was really, really quite curious to listen to it too, and she sent me a couple of the songs from I think I think it was from the anthology. Maybe? I can't remember which ones that reminded her of my character. So she sent me a couple and I really liked them. One of them was from the anthology, I think. Now I gotta listen to the whole thing, but it's so long that I haven't had time to sit down. I'm like, Taylor, I'm so sorry. I don't have 20 business years to listen to this album, but like one day I'll get to it. I'm excited. Now I want to write a poem, but it's gonna be sad. Okay, sad poetry, I love. That's like my favorite kind of poem to write is like something that feels very bittersweet or nostalgic and kind of sad. I used to love writing poetry. I was writing a book of poetry called Things That Hurt, but literally it was just too sad to write. Oh no. Ugh, I get it though, because poetry, especially if you write it about yourself, like I can't write poems about myself really anymore right now. I don't want to. I feel like it takes a lot out of you. I remember I was writing a lot of poems about indigeneity and like not knowing like my ancestors and like not knowing my language and everything. It was like grieving and everything. It was very just emotionally difficult. I would cry a lot. I can't do it. So right now it's easier to write poems that aren't in my point of view. Why is this camera so high? Has it been like that the whole time? I think so. There's always a Swiftie in the room. I don't like her or her music. I don't like Taylor Swift as a person. I don't. I'm sorry. But I mean, like I like her, like all the hits. I know all the hits. I've been listening to her music since I was a kid, I think. But I don't know like everything, but I know probably a lot more than some people do. I listened to Midnight's when I was writing my YA book. Remember I was talking about my YA book weeks ago on the stream? I read some of it. I wrote my YA book too. It's perfect for writing a YA book too, Midnight's. But I didn't love the production on like from what I was listening to from Tortured Poets Department, I didn't love it. Like I think it would have been almost better if like it sounded because a lot of the songs sound like her older eras, like the country eras, but like then the production's kind of off. I don't know. I haven't listened to all of it, so maybe it's just what I've listened to. I don't know. But I love her lower range. I'm like, Taylor, like that's where you shine, girl. Like the lower range is so good. I mean, All Too Well is like song of all time to Harrison. I love that song. It's a good song. Her hits are great. I think the hits are hits for the reason. Anyways, I wanted to talk about Taylor Swift in the podcast episode that I'm recording with my sister, but we were like, okay, let's not. I didn't want to upset anyone. Tracklist is bloated. The really good songs are good, but most are mid. Yeah, I love that she can like. I love that she writes her own music. I think that's so cool. And I think there was like a whole thing like in guitar, like of her inspiring like little girls to like learn how to play guitar, which I think is so cool. So I think like in terms of like being inspirational for that, I think that's really cool. But I was like 30 songs is like a lot. And I listen to long albums too. And I was like, I can't sit down and listen to 30 songs right now. I was very excited to listen to the album when I didn't know it was 30 songs. I'm not like a fan, but I just wanted to listen to it because I was curious, but I don't have time for 30 songs. I'm sorry. Are we getting are these lyrics, Walmart Gremlin? Like, what is happening? I'm missing, like, they kind of look like them, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I the only one who writes one poem and forgets how to write prose, or one short story and forgets how to write poetry? I feel incapable of both at once. That's literally me. I'm like, I have to take it like one day at a time. Like, I can rarely do both in a single day. Can't spell it. I didn't even notice that you spelled anything wrong. I did not notice. Reading nonfiction on the history of disabilities for my novel project, did you know that there was a temporary disabilities movement? Interesting. Cool. Writing poetry can be so emotionally rough, maybe because I've been writing it from my personal experience. Yes. Poems feel important, but also kind of spiky. That's a great word to use to describe it. Maybe they'll work out one day. Yeah, sometimes it can be too much, and I can't write poems about me right now. Writing them in, I couldn't write them in my character's point of view either before, but now that I am, it's a little bit easier. She did 30 songs. So what she did is like, she was like, oh, like Tortured Poets Department, which I hate the title. It's horrible. I was like, this is not it. I'm like, this is bad. But anyways, I'm sorry if you're a Swiftie listening to this. It's just not a good title. Like I like all of some of her other titles, but this one is just ugly. Anyways, so she originally released, like she was going to release that. And then I think at like 3 a.m. on the release day, she's like, oh, Like, bonus, guys. It's actually a double album because she was like hinting at it. And some of the Swifties, I think, had figured that out. So then she had like a whole like second album release for the same. So it's like one album and then the anthology, which is like the second album, I think. I don't know why I know so much about this album. but but I liked what the ones that I heard that my sister sent me. I liked. I can't remember the names. There was the one something something or Marcus. That song I liked. That one was good. There were other ones. God, there was one song that she said was like Jeremiah Core, and she was so right. It was like Jeremiah. I was like, oh, what's it called? Lawmul, Love of My Life. That one was good. That one's good. I like that song. It's good. Um, Low key expected snipers to burst through the window at the sound of Taylor critique. I know. I I've always liked her as a kid. I used to watch all her music videos like over and over again. I loved her music. And I have some of her music too. Well, I bought some of the songs when I was a kid because I liked her music. I just think it's lately, I'm like, girl, this is too much. But it's okay. Very mad towards Taylor in the songs. I just figured I'm weird like that. I think a lot of people probably feel that way right now. Not a Swiftie, but the fandoms I'm in have a lot of them. So every time I click on an edit, she's there. Huh. Well, I think it's cool that she does write her own music. There's that. Yeah, this happens to me too. Brain gets messed up when I try to switch from writing narrative to writing songs. Yeah, it's like I need a business day or like a business hour for it to shift. Um oh, I don't know if it's a poem by Rudyard Kipling. Oh, well, thank you for sharing it. I love reading new poems. That's cool. Just wrote a poem called Queer Girl Obituary, which is mostly about the homophobia I experienced growing up in a rural / super religious area. I could not write another poem like that. I totally understand. Yeah. I got it out of my system. No more gay trauma poems. No, please. I don't know if I can write a poem about that either. I don't know. I think that would be tough. Have I written any poem? I don't know. I wrote like one religion poem, and I was like, I think that's enough. I think I'm good. My internet is like, I'm not happy with you. Oh, fantastic. I love when it does that, even though the router's right there. Um, anyone else an underwriter? I now use Scrivener. And how the heck does someone get to 50K words? Yeah, I think I get more nervous about reaching like word count, like when I'm writing literary fiction. Even though I tend to still overwrite literary fiction, I'm like, I could never write 50,000 words. It feels like way too much. I think there's some good videos on YouTube about both, but it doesn't really matter in the drafting stage because when you go into edit, you can beef up or cut out or whatever. I feel like people treat poems as being objectively good versus bad. Yeah, but I suck at sniffing out what a good poem is. Only when I'm like, damn, that hit me, am I like, yes, good poem. Otherwise, no thoughts. Yeah, I mean, poetry's so subjective, right? So what's bad poem? Like to me, it's fantastic to somebody else. So I just engage with the poems I like. And that's it. I think there's so many poems in the world that there's no need to do anything else. Dead Poet Society. This is what I'm saying. Like, sis literally was like, what's another way to say Dead Poet Society? And she's like, Tortured Poets Department. I'm sorry. It doesn't sound good. Taylor. She would do better than that. I don't know. She has some good other titles, though. What are the other titles of her albums? I know all of them. Speak Now is a good title, I think. Fearless is a good title. I don't like Red. Red is just like 1989 is like because it's just one word. I'm kind of like mean about the one word titles. Even my own one word titles. I'm like, okay, it's a one word title. Even though I love one word titles, you'd think I'd like it. Reputation, I like. That's a good title. But no, this one is just no good. I was like, what is this? Anyway. I'm so sorry. It's whatever. She doesn't watch my videos, which makes me feel like I'm missing something. But I guess that's just the nature of it. It is the nature of poetry. There's some poems you're gonna read and you're gonna be like I've read whole collections where out of like 50 poems, there was one poem that connected with me. And really, what only matters to me is that one poem, and that's okay because poetry is so different. It's not really like a medium of like logical understanding. It's emotional understanding, I think, in a lot of places, sort of feeling, sensory understanding. So everyone's going to experience those things differently. You're an underwriter too, Jade says. Revising like doubles or triples my word count. Yeah. So I think it's don't worry about that in the kind of in the initial stages. Ooh. Ambiences usually get me through writing. What do you mean by ambiences? It fits the angst I'm going for. Yeah, it's so normal, like, to need to find some time to, like, find the poems that make sense to you. When I was first getting into poetry, because I didn't start getting into poetry till 2019, and I didn't start writing my own poetry really until 2020, 2021, like, poetry that I would really consider my own poetry, and so, it was tricky for me at first. I really didn't understand the medium, and now it's, like, impossible for me to not get it. Like, when you get it, you get it, and you're like, "Oh, I get it now." It's almost like abstract art, like, some people will be like, "Oh, that's just stupid," and, like, "Why is that even art?" But when you get it, you get it, and so I think it's quite similar in poetry. Ooh, currently obsessed with Natalie Diaz. Is that a poet? Let me look it up. I'm always looking for, new new poets. Oh, yeah, American poets. Do they have books? Post-colonial love poem. Ooh, that sounds like something I need to read, like, right now. Okay, I'm gonna keep that page up so I can find it in a second. I like your way of reading poems. Sometimes they make me feel a lot, sometimes they don't. Yeah, exactly. And I don't like it's hard for me to rate poetry collections for that reason. Because sometimes, like, when I know I've talked about Ocean Vuong before, but when I read Time as a Mother, like, I didn't like most of the poems. Like, I didn't like most of the poems. Like, what is like in poetry? It's just it didn't resonate. A lot of the poems didn't resonate with me, either in content or how they were written. But then there were, like, 3 that deeply resonated with me, and it made the collection feel like it's not a favorite, but, like, a really good one that I would recommend to people, right? It's the same thing that happened with, 100 Lovers before, like, now it's my favorite collection, I love every single poem, but before there were, like, 3 poems that really stuck out to me, and because of that, like, the whole collection feels, like, really solid to me, even if it's only, like, 3 poems. Anyways, it's weird. But, I feel like a lot of people kind of feel that way about poetry too, so I do think it's relatively normal. I was gonna write again, but it's honestly been 2 hours, and I need to edit a video and film a video, and I'm losing my voice already, so I'm gonna go film a video now, because if I'm employed, I wanna get ahead on some YouTube because I don't have anything scheduled, so look out on the channel because I have 2 videos going up for my 10-year writing anniversary. This month is my 10-year writing anniversary, so I have 2 videos I'm making on that. I'm gonna do podcast episode. My sister edited it. I'm so proud of her. She did such a good job. So that's gonna go up probably ASAP. Like, as soon as I do whatever I need to do, it'll go up. And then I'll schedule some stuff. But I have to go film. So thank you for coming. And for all the chats. This was so fun. Andrew McMillan is one of my favorite poets right now. Don't have to say Andrew McMillan. I love Andrew McMillan. Here, I have his collection right here. Hold on. Sorry, I will log off in a second, but you said Andrew McMillan, so I was like, I have to show you this. So I have physical. One of my viewers, I don't know who it was. Was it you? I don't know who it was that recommended this poetry collection to me and recommended Andrew's work. And, like, because I had mentioned, like, wanting to read more queer, like, poetry because I read 100 Lovers. So good. I epigraphed Hallowed Bodies with this collection. Anyways, I just had to say that. Maybe it was you. It was probably you. Did you say that? Was it you who had mentioned, like, you had read for, like, a college class? Was it you? Because I literally bought the collection, read the whole thing, loved it, epigraphed Hallowed Bodies to it, and now I'm like, I need to get the other collection because I think he has another one. Yeah. I have read his next 2 poetry collections. They're so good. Yeah, I have to read because they're, like, really in line with, like, what I love to read in poetry. So okay, it wasn't for uni. Okay, maybe I don't know who it was. It might have been you because I think I got a recommendation from a viewer. So, um, anyways, it's really good. So I recommend. If you have to spend money on poetry, I recommend this one. It's one of my favorites as well. Anyways, thanks for coming, guys. I'll see you. I actually have no idea when I'll see you because I'm employed now. I think hopefully next week. I'll see you when I see you, though. You'll get updates on community tab. Okay, thanks for coming, guys. I'm gonna buys. Thanks for coming, guys. I'm gonna sit here awkwardly as the stream ends as usual. Okay, bye.